Thin Within has been so integrated into my life at this point. It's been 11 years since I first picked up the book and then did the workshops, that sometimes I forget what life was like. And it was in bringing my fat pictures today that helped me remember what life was and how different it was before Thin Within. I come from a very large family in size and with a lot of eating disorders and a lot of compulsive eating habits. And I think because of that, I just always accepted that I was a large person. I was just a large build, and that's how it was, and it was just normal for my size, and I didn't do so bad compared to some other family members. But in accepting that, it still always bothered me. I still always felt like I wish I just didn't carry this extra weight, both emotional and physical, around with me. And in doing Thin Within, it was the first time in my life that I realized it was all my choice, and I didn't have to choose to have this body size that I was choosing to have. And it wasn't just part of how I was built and that's all there was to it. It was when I changed my relationship to food more than anything else that my body size changed. My highest size was, I think, a size 16, and I was not comfortable with that weight, obviously. And right now I'm in a size 10. There have been times I've been down to a size 8 as well. But for the most part, since doing the Thin Within book and following the principles and getting into the program and attending the workshops, I've maintained what's been my comfortable weight. My comfortable weight sometimes changes. I do notice I fluctuate in the winter. I go up about 5 pounds in the winter and I go less in the summer. And I've accepted that's just part of how it is, as long as my relationship with the food stays in a place where I'm following the principles. I'm comfortable with that. There have been times in the course of the 10 years where I get culturally stimulated by outside features going on, and I think particularly being a woman, you get hit by a lot of diets coming in and a lot of friends that are trying to be very helpful, that say, you know, you shouldn't eat that and you shouldn't eat this and you only eat certain foods in the morning and you only eat don't eat late at night because that'll just stay with you. And it's sometimes there have been moments that I've forgotten to not pay attention to those things, and they really don't apply. I went away this past weekend with some very close women friends, and they have tried different diets, and unfortunately sometimes I find in spending time with them that whether they're eating or not, that their focus is around food. It's around whether they've eaten something that they feel guilty about, or whether it's something in front of them they want to eat and they can't. And I really will say I never, ever, ever feel guilty about what I eat. It's not about what we eat, it's about how we eat, and it's about how our relationship is with food. And as long as I pay attention to my body and my hunger signals, I really always know what my body wants. And the interesting thing is, I have an extremely healthy diet, and Thin Within has helped me transform what I eat because I want to honor myself and I want to take care of my body, and I really enjoy eating healthy foods. I don't enjoy eating anything that's not healthy, and yet I love chocolate, and I would say I eat a very small amount of chocolate daily. I just eat it at the time that I'm hungry and that's right for me and when my body wants it. One of the things that I love most about Thin Within is that you can take it with you anywhere. You don't need scales, you don't need measurements, you don't need any. I've traveled internationally many times, and I take the principles of Thin Within as well as my relationship with God with me. It really is in everything that I do and everywhere I go. So it makes it very simple. I find that other diets that I notice some of my friends aren't, it's very difficult after those first few months or first year to keep counting the numbers and the scales and everything you have to count. It makes it very difficult. So one of the reasons I believe I've had such long-term success over Thin Within is because it's so easy to do anywhere you go.